디스커버리 오브 더 이어
월드와이드 팬즈 초이스
ATEEZ 축하합니다.
에이티즈 축하드립니다.
World's #1 K-pop award.
Born in silence, built in chaos, it all started with a dream carried by 8 boys, nameless, uninvited, and underestimated. In a world that crowned the familiar, they chose to be the storm. They crossed oceans without guarantees, trained in silence while others laughed, and built a world the industry didn't see coming. A world fueled by hunger, brotherhood, and an unshakable belief that they were meant for more. The Pirate Kings, who didn't just chase a dream, they rewrote the map of K-pop itself. This is ATEEZ. When ATEEZ debuted, their name sounded foreign even to the most seasoned K-pop fans. Their entry wasn't cushioned by the typical luxuries that come with major label backing. No grandiose promotional stunts. No image perfectly curated to fit the mold of an ideal K-pop star. In fact, when they first appeared, many wondered if they'd even survive the brutal competition of the K-pop industry. But survival was never their goal. They didn't want to fit in. They wanted to break free from the mold entirely, redefining what it meant to be a K-pop group. While other groups polished their images to perfection, ATEEZ embraced raw ambition. Their early tracks weren't designed for mainstream appeal or the comfort of easy success. They were crafted to be felt, to stir emotions in ways that demanded attention. From day one, ATEEZ didn't ask for a seat at the table. They kicked the door open, determined to build their own space. One where the rules didn't apply and the music was unapologetically real. And that unrelenting drive? It spread quickly. Anyone who came across their name or heard their music couldn't help but feel the fire inside them. ATEEZ was here to make waves. Then came Pirate King. It wasn't just a song, it was a statement that couldn't be ignored. The moment the track dropped, it shattered expectations. Everything about it was unpredictable. The sound, a blend of aggressive beats, heavy synths, and in-your-face rap, was a stark contrast to the more refined, formulaic tracks common in K-pop at the time. ATEEZ threw away the rulebook. The song didn't beg for attention. It commanded it. Where other K-pop tracks sought perfection in every note, Pirate King embraced chaos. The track didn't fit neatly into any one genre. It was rebellious, refusing to be categorized. It was wild, aggressive, and loud, much like the pirates they metaphorically embodied. The pirate metaphor isn't a gimmick. It's a reflection of their mentality. Pirates don't ask for permission. They carve their own path. They don't sail the safe, predictable routes. They risk everything for treasures no one else dares to seek. In a landscape of polished idols and perfectly rehearsed charm, ATEEZ Pirate King stood out like a storm on the horizon. And that difference sparked a fire in fans. It wasn't just another catchy song. It was proof that ATEEZ is here to stay. While others celebrated small wins, ATEEZ kept their eyes on the bigger picture. Their vision wasn't just about conquering the local scene. They wanted more than the confines of Korea. They wanted a global stage, and they wanted it now. They aimed for the world stage from the very beginning, long before the global K-pop domination. They didn't wait for the world to catch up. ATEEZ trained their English, practiced tirelessly, and studied international markets with the precision of pirates navigating uncharted seas. They knew the power of being global, so they made sure to speak to a worldwide audience. City by city, fan by fan, they built a dedicated following. Their early international shows proved they were more than just a Korean phenomenon. They were a global movement. ATEEZ wasn't just an idol group. They became a family, and their crew, a loyal army. Every rise has its cracks. No success comes without its challenges. And for ATEEZ, the hardest battles were often the ones fought in silence, behind closed doors. The pressure mounted quickly. There were injuries, exhaustion, and moments when the weight of it all threatened to break them. Not only the physical strain, but the emotional toll. The psychological battles that they had to fight within themselves. Bingi's hiatus became a defining moment. When he stepped back from the group due to anxiety, the fandom felt it. It was a gut punch to fans who saw him as one of the core pillars of ATEEZ. But that pause, that break, was a reminder that mental health was just as important as physical strength. The group didn't push forward without him. Instead, they took the time to heal. But Mingi wasn't the only one battling internal demons. Behind the glitz and glam of their stage persona, each member faced their own set of struggles. And while the fans' hearts ached for Mingi, they also rallied around each member. Their loyalty didn't just come from the highs. It was born from seeing the lows. They didn't just see ATEEZ as performers, they saw them as human beings who needed support just as much as they gave it. In a culture where hustle is glorified and perfection is expected, ATEEZ made a bold decision. They chose humanity over speed, healing over hiding. And their fans? They stood by them, tighter than ever. Real loyalty isn't built in the moments of triumph, it's forged in the hardest times. And for ATEEZ, those tough moments only made the bond stronger. As ATEEZ popularity grew, so did the pressure to conform. Offers rolled in from everywhere, and the industry tried to mold them into something that was marketable, something safe. But ATEEZ never cared for safety. They weren't interested in being just another group chasing the easy route to success. They weren't here to sell out or sacrifice their artistic integrity for a hit song. They wanted to create music that reflected their journey, their struggles, and their ambition. So when it came to choosing the right songs, ATEEZ made bold decisions. They turned down tracks that didn't speak to their message. They fought for creative control even when it meant more work, more risk, and more challenges. They took every opportunity to redefine what success could look like. Every comeback means something special, a chance to stake their claim, to prove that success is meant for them. ATEEZ doesn't wait for the perfect moment to shine. Whenever they perform, they shine bright. Every time they release new music, they planted their flag deeper into the ground of K-pop. ATEEZ will be part of history. ATEEZ built an entire world around their music. Through their videos, their lyrics, and their performances, ATEEZ created something far deeper than music. They crafted a universe that extended beyond the beats and the rhythms, a world filled with battles, freedom, rebellion, and hope. A place where their fans didn't just consume stories, but lived it. Each comeback was like a new chapter in an epic story, filled with pirates, tyrannical kings, and the quest for freedom. It's an invitation to be part of something bigger. Their fans weren't just listeners. They were adventurers, explorers of this vast world. And with each new theory, each new revelation about the storyline, the fans didn't just connect with the music, they became part of the lore itself. ATEEZ offered something rare, a community that wasn't just built on music, but on a shared world that could never stop growing. And every fan was a crucial part of it. The world eventually caught up to ATEEZ's power. They headlined arenas across the globe. They broke records. They earned the awards that once seemed impossible. And yet, despite all the recognition, ATEEZ remained grounded. They never forgot the feeling of being the underdog. And even with their success, they never stopped pushing. They still approached every performance with the same fire, the same hunger, as if they had everything to prove. Every show was still a battle cry. Even when they had conquered the world, ATEEZ refused to rest. They carried the pirate spirit with them, relentless, unstoppable, and forever hungry for more. They were no longer the underdogs. They were the ones setting the stage for the next generations. ATEEZ's power didn't come from just their energy or sound. It came from the way they moved as one. In a world where K-pop groups often revolve around a single member being the face, ATEEZ rejected that hierarchy. Hongjoong led like a captain, but every member played an essential role. Each voice carried weight. Every story mattered. Their strength lay in their collective identity. They didn't rely on one member to carry the burden of fame. They moved as a unit, as a family. There were no egos, there were no solo heroes. They were all pirates in this journey together. And that bond, it was infectious. It wasn't just their fans who were captivated by their energy. The sense of unity they carried became a model for what K-pop could be. ATEEZ's journey has gone beyond the dream they once had, about reshaping the very foundation of what K-pop is. They're not just challenging the norms, they're carving out new possibilities. In a world obsessed with conformity, ATEEZ shows that being different is a strength, that hunger and passion, when paired with authenticity, are more powerful than privilege or strategy. Their legacy won't just be about breaking records. It will be about showing the world that you don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to wait for trends. You create them and make the world watch. ATEEZ is showing the world that the true power lies in the freedom to be yourself and to never stop sailing, even when the waters are rough. And they began with nothing. No golden invitations, no promises, just a dream and a storm raging in their hearts. Today, ATEEZ sails seas they once only dreamed of, but the journey they're on, it's only getting started. The world has heard their name, but it's only a whisper compared to what's coming next. Are you ready for the storm that's still coming? Every song, every move they make is a sign, a hint of something bigger, something unexpected, something no one saw coming. The fire that ignited ATEEZ, it's burning brighter than ever, and they are not done yet. What they've shown the world so far is only the tip of the iceberg. It's just the beginning. ATEEZ dared to be bold. Will you? What's been your favorite ATEEZ moment so far? Drop a comment and let us know.